This is the group 4, the last group of the reporters, and this video group presentation will be discussing about the transcreation and the 5 acts of cultural appropriation. But before that, let me introduce myself to you. I am Cheryl Imkig, and I will be tackling about the transcreation. So what is transcreation? Transcreation, it is a process of adapting a message, an artwork, or a performance from one form or a context into another while keeping its original meaning, its original emotion, and impact. It goes beyond the simple translation. So, transcreation, it recreates the essence of the original in a new medium or into a new cultural context. I have an example of transcreation. Have you ever watched or read something that has the same idea from the book that you are watching on a TV series or a drama series, something like that? If you do, well, that's good for you. I have an example. Let's say the adaptation of a Filipino drama series of His Into Her. The original story of that is from a Wattpad book, which is written by the author named Cecily. Well, His Into Her is really originated from a Wattpad book, and then some producers transform it into a movie series or a TV series, a drama series, something like that. So what is transcreation in arts? It allows creative ideas to move into different forms of artistic expression. It is not just about copying, it's about transforming messages into a new form or audience. The purpose of transcreation is it helps communicate artistic ideas across different mediums and cultures while keeping their emotional and creative integrity. So, transcreation has 3 examples. We have the music to text, text to dance, and dance to visual.
Good afternoon. We are tasked to report about what is music to text. Okay? Music to text is the art of transforming music into a written text. Music to text is a technology that listens to music or audio and changes the sounds, especially spoken or sung words, into a written text. It helps people read what is being said or sung in an audio recording. And here are some examples will be reported by Lloyd.
There are example of music to text, no? So, example number 1 is Happy Birthday to You. The music to text output is Happy Birthday to You. Example number 2 is a podcast with background music says spoken words. Welcome to our music review show. Music to text output. So, unsa dayon na yang kuan is welcome to our music review show.
Good day, ma'am. I am Jocelyn Sanig, and today I will report a text to dance. Text to dance interpreting a poem or story through movement and choreography. So, interpret nimo ang poem or a story through your movement and choreography. So, my example is poem. So, the title of my poem is a Rise Again. I will read this poem and I will explain too. So, this poem is I fall beneath the weight of night. My steps are slow, my path unclear. The world feels heavy, silent time. Yet still a small voice wishes here. I breathe, I stand, I lift my hand. My arms reach, but to face the day. From broken ground, where fears were shed, I find the strength to rise and stay. So the first stanza, ang movement sa first stanza is move siya slowly and close to the ground. So my steps are slow, my path and clear. Mga yung movement sa first stanza. So the second stanza is yung movement is movement gradually become stronger. Ni strong na siya. Then, I will read the second stanza again. So, I find the strength ni nakita na niya yung strength to rise and stay. So, mao yang interpret sa yang kuan sa poem. Interpreting through a dance movement.
Dance to visual is a type of dance where the movements are inspired by what the dancer sees, such as pictures, paintings, clothes, shapes, or other visual images. Instead of following music, the dancer carefully observes a visual artwork and uses it as the main guide for the dance. The images helps the dancer decide how to move, what emotions to convey, and what story to express. In this form of dance, the dancer turns visual art into movement. The body is used to show the mood, shape, and meaning of the artwork. In dance to visual, the dancer translates visual elements into physical movements, allowing the body to respond directly to what the eyes perceives. This type of dance emphasizes personal interpretation, creativity, and the emotional awareness as the dancer connects deeply within the visual source. It helps develop sensitivity to form, space, and expression, encouraging the dancer to communicate meaning through movement alone. By focusing on visual inspiration rather than sound, dance to visual highlights the strong connection between sight and motion artistic. For example, if ang dancers is nag-interpret sila og song, ang emotion is happy, joyful, maybe ang sa visual ana ang makita is very lively pod nga visual. Like for example is ang color of the background of the coloring is very colorful. Like for example in ani, very colorful, so makita na nato nga okay kani siya nga visual or painting is nag-convey siya og happy na is colorful. Maybe yung life is colorful or happy. While on the other hand, if ang dance or ang dancers nag-interpret sila og pain, grief, or sadness, maybe ang sa painting is inani. Ang color is black and white and the strokes are very like inani. The strokes is mailhan ra jud nimo nga dili clean iyang strokes, like okay, maybe na kani siya is sadness, pain, or others. That's all. Thank you.
Cultural appropriation occurs when elements of one culture are taken or used by members of another culture, often without understanding, respect, or permission. These elements may include clothing, symbols, tradition, language, or artistic expression. When removed from their original context, these cultural elements can lose their true meaning. These practices can lead to misinterpretation where a culture is portrayed inaccurately or reduced to stereotypes. It may also result in exploitation, especially when individuals or companies profit from cultural tradition without giving credit or benefits to the original community. In many cases, cultural appropriation causes disrespect, particularly when sacred or meaningful practices are treated as trends or costumes. Understanding and acknowledging the origins and significance of cultural elements is essential to avoid cultural appropriation. Respectful cultural exchange involves learning, giving credit, and supporting the people and communities where these cultural practices came from.
Good day everyone, I am Chair Gibbs Orhantra. Today, I will be discussing object appropriations. Object appropriations happens when someone uses things or objects from another cultures without knowing or respecting their meaning. Kini mahitabo kung usa ka tawo mogamit og lain nga butang nga wala siya kabalo sa meaning o wala siya nagpakita og respeto. Example, when a tourist wear a traditional Igorot attire just to take pictures or posting on social media, but for them it's just for fun. But for the Igorot people, that clothing it represents their cultures, religious, and identity. So, kung gamiton lang siya para forma, disrespect na siya. Mo nang gitawag mga object appropriations. Thank you.
So, content appropriation. It refers to the act of taking or using ideas, image, text, music, videos, or other creative works made by someone else and presenting them as your own, or using them without proper permission, credits, or transformation. In many contexts, content appropriation becomes a problem when it ignores authorship, consent, and originality. For example, copying an article from internet and submitting it as your own work, reposting artwork without credit, or using copyrighted materials for profit without permission are common forms of unethical or illegal appropriation. Let's say, for example, a non-indigenous artist painting indigenous myths or sacred symbols and selling them for profits, or using religious or cultural icons like Buddha or tribal mask in fashion or advertising just for decoration. So why does content appropriation matters? So this act can be seen as disrespectful or exploitative, especially when the borrowed content has deep spiritual or historical meaning in its original culture. It raises questions about cultural ownership, respect, and presentation. Style appropriation happens when a person adopts or copies the fashion, hairstyle, art style, music, or overall aesthetic of another culture, without understanding, respecting, or acknowledging its original meaning and importance. It usually becomes a problem when the style is taken only for trend, popularity, or profit, while the culture it comes from is ignored or disrespected. Many cultural styles are not just about appearance. They often carry deep meanings, such as identity, history, spirituality, social status, or resistance. When these styles are removed from their cultural context, they can lose their real value and become just a look or costume.
Good day everyone, I am Claudine Ogal and today we will be discussing the motive appropriation. Motive appropriation is borrowing recurring symbol, patterns, or themes from another culture, using them for profit or trend, other for culture, respect, and authenticity. One example of the motive appropriation is the Pablo Picasso's painting called the Les Demoiselles Divignon on 1907 because he deliberately borrowing visual elements, styles, and symbols from culture and artworks outside of his own and reworked them into something new.
So good day everyone. So today I'm going to discuss the subject appropriation. So subject appropriation means using someone else's culture, ideas, or identity as your own without a respect or permission. In other words, subject appropriation happens when a person taking something that belongs to another person or group and uses it for their own benefit without understanding its meaning or giving credit. So the example of subject appropriation is wearing traditional clothes for another culture just for fashion without knowing its meaning or respecting the people it comes from.